Hi, I'm Marcus Mead. I'm the assistant principal in the 7th and 8th grade wing of East Middle School, and today is October 2nd, 2015, and it was Manufacturing Day here at TCAPS.
We're happy to have everybody here for manufacturing today.
We had the opportunity to take our East Middle School students to several different manufacturing facilities right here in Grand Traverse County, in Traverse City, to look at what's out there in terms of career options and job prospects moving forward.
I wanted to say, we're really excited to have you guys here. You're going to see a lot of different plants today, it sounds like. So this is just our little niche area of the industry, so we could show you what we do. In general, what we do is we make work holding components that hold these parts. So these parts that you guys see in front of you, these are a lot of automotive parts that you see. There's crankshafts, camshafts, some gears. There's a dip case back there that we'll show more on. And that tall casting back there is a cylinder liner out of a Caterpillar bulldozer.
Last summer I had the opportunity to go on this tour myself. Went through several different facilities, one of which, Skilled Manufacturing on Cass Road, was building something that looked like some kind of engine cover or valve cover. And I asked, I said, hey, what is that? And they said, well, that is a engine cover for a timing chain. And I said, right, well, what car does it go on? And they said, that goes in the Chevy Cruze, which blew me away because I own a Chevy Cruze. And this engine cover is built in my hometown a couple miles from my school, and I had no idea that I was buying something that was made in Traverse City when I bought my car.
For those that don't know what a lathe is, right, this is a machine that you'll see in a lot of big manufacturing facilities everywhere. And what we provide is the work holding device that actually holds the piece that you see right here on the spindle there.
We had very high expectations for our students going on this trip. I told them up front that we're going not to go on a tour of a factory. Anybody can do that. We are going to build relationships with our community, to meet the people that we will be applying for jobs with in 5 or 6 short years.
This is bigger than my house.
This is our shop. We build all the product.
As we toured the plants, one of the things that really stood out to me was how many of the workers were approaching retirement.
This business started in like the 1940s with a very small shop, and we've been an employer in town for about 70 years.
Many of the skilled trades in the manufacturing sector are currently filled by workers who are in their 50s, even 60s, who haven't retired yet, and they will be over the next 5 to 10 years. That's going to leave a vacuum right here in northern Michigan of skilled manufacturing jobs. And as you know, when the supply of workers go down, those wages will go up.
What do you guys start out with for wage?
That could be like $12.50 an hour, something like that. As we start out with training people on the bench, and then once they learn how to run the machines and operate them, that's 25 bucks an hour. Plus there's overtime, so there's that kind of wage there. And then the engineers could be like $15 an hour up to like maybe 40 bucks an hour.
And I learned that even if some of the factories, the main guy, he's a manager, and you come into the job with no experience, just like when you're 18, they will put you through college and training, and then you can come up to become one of the managers and one of the more important people in the company.
So a lot of our machinists or engineers will eventually they get into our sales and administration positions within the company, so there's growth opportunities once you're inside the manufacturing area. So Chris started out working a grinder. He's our general manager now. I've worked in the product design, started out in operations manager, so that kind of theme and flow.
Right now, someone going into skilled manufacturing might be making $10 or $12 an hour entry level on the floor, compared to at Shell gas station I think they're offering $8 an hour if you get hired there. The difference, in addition to the extra money you're making, is that most of these companies want their workers to develop. There are opportunities to get promoted, and one manufacturer was explaining how they pay for college. If you're working there and you're taking classes related to the business, they will pay for it. Aaron, why did you decide to go on this field trip?
Well, I decided to go on the field trip because I was wondering what a factory or a manufacturing place would look like.
I just wanted to show these machines because it's a little bit different than what you might envision for machines. We do have the traditional lathes and mills and grind, but these are wire machines, so that wire feeds through the parts and can do intricate shapes. And what it is, there's electrical charge that goes through that wire and it actually cuts the metal as it goes through.
I wanted to see how they put everything together, what they make, and what they're making, how it works.
This is how we mark our product.
You want to look in here, Charlie?
Yeah, we can move this card.
Yeah, let me move this card.
Are you thinking about going into manufacturing yourself?
I'm not sure yet, but manufacturing does seem like a really good thing to do.
Here, you can run it a couple times, Joe.
Excuse me.
That's how that marks in there.
Okay.
It's real
Let's
fast.
file out and then let the other guys look through. Okay, go ahead, get in there. I'm gonna do it one more time, so go ahead.
You gotta look down at the flashlight.
Ready?
Oh wow!
Hit that, here, let me hit the button.
After 20 years of watching jobs go to China, Asia, Mexico, American jobs, traditionally higher paying jobs in manufacturing, it's really exciting to watch this resurgence as companies are realizing that, although China may be able to make something less expensive, American, hardworking, well-trained Americans can do a better quality product, and they're demanding that. Jobs are coming back to Michigan. There are jobs here in our town that people are just not even aware. They're not even aware that they're there.
Through this curtain.
Do you want to live in Traverse City when you're done?
Yes.
And so what we wanted to do today was really get the opportunities here in our own community on the radar screen of these students.
We run 24/7, 365 days a year. This place is always open.
And I couldn't be more proud of our East Middle School Trojans and the work that they did today.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming to Microline today. Microline is exactly what the name is. It's a technology company.
And on the manufacturing field trip today, I learned that manufacturing is not limited to what you do working big machines.
We're going to be a little bit different than the other stuff you see today. We don't have big machines that make parts. We use a lot of the parts that those big machines make.
But it is also expanding to engineers and other important assets.
We actually make analyzation instruments for the gas and oil industry.
That you don't normally think of when you say the word manufacturing.
What you're looking at here is some pictures of what we've made in the past and what we currently make.
So I just kind of want to explain a little bit what you see here. This is the magnetic flux leakage tool that they were explained in the conference room there. What you have under this first set of brushes is there's the first set of magnets that goes through and it saturates the pipe. You look here, these are our shoes, our sensor shoes. There's 15 Hall effect sensors in each one of these shoes, 840 sensors on the tool total. As it saturates the pipe, it goes through and it reads that magnetic field, and it can tell us where there are defects in the tool. That data is then sent to our storage boxes here, which basically acts as like a hard drive.
Only about 8% of the employees at Microline are not engineers. We have mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, hardware, firmware, software engineers.
Well, I've always been interested in engineering and engines, and I thought that this would give me a little insight into what's happening with that.
Be good at math, science, and every level of math that you can imagine, computers, and all that stuff.
Doesn't matter where you work in the company, computer skills is probably the number one thing to have.
If everyone can see, we have this is the software that we use to communicate with the tool and get it prepped and ready to go into a pipe. So here I'll just exercise one of the sensors so you guys can see kind of see how it turns yellow and different colors there.
Down here.
Yep. So
I feel like it because it's kind of like science. I feel like I want to learn more about science and engineering and about more machines and stuff.
One of the things that impressed me most about the tour was just the maturity that our students showed at East Middle School. They came armed for battle with clipboards and asking the best questions.
What's red mean?
It just means it's picking up a magnetic field. So as it goes through the pipe, that it's reading a certain magnetic field, and that's what gets stored in there. And then our analysts will be able to read that and find that data and correlate it to a defect in the pipe.
Those are all rollers. Those are all, they're flattening it. They're getting up there where it's cool enough. It's cool to a point where it can be flattened and it's coming down into a roll of molten gel.
Never underestimate the power of large groups of well-behaved kids to make a great first impression.
We're going to go through and we've introduced you to the blown films. We've introduced you to our Classport, our bulk liners, our bioprocessing division, our engineering department.
Manufacturing looks really good and kind of fun, but you know what you want as a job is what you want as a job.
Plascon was one of the companies that the kids were very excited about. They not only gave us a tour, they gave everyone these black Plascon t-shirts. You should have seen the kids run for the locker rooms to get changed into these. It was almost like Pledge Week at a college with all the students wearing their Greek letters, and here we were coming back not only with Plascon t-shirts, some of the kids actually wore the Plascon hairnets for the rest of the day because they were so excited for all the great things that we learned there. Of the 3 factories that we went to, which one did you think was most interesting and why?
I would have to go with the company that made those bags. One thing I like about it, you have to wear ropes, like stuff.
Another well-known General Motors division, AC Sparkplug Division, whose home is in Flint, Michigan. Organized in 1908, it became associated with General Motors in 1909 and a constituent part of General Motors in 1929.
It's funny, my grandfather, who is one of my inspirations and role models, worked for AC Sparkplug for a long time, retired from AC down in Flint, Michigan. And a few years ago, my wife and I were driving by Flint, and I said, hey, I want to hop on Dort Highway and go see my grandfather's old spark plug plant.
6 years after its Dort Highway companion was reduced to rubble, the Delphi Flint East facility, formerly known as AC Sparkplug, on Center Road and Robert T. Longway Boulevard is following suit. Originally opened in the mid-1920s, the facility underwent several changes in ownership and name before ending its life cycle as Delphi Flint East.
And when I drove by, I was shocked to see that it was basically a chain link fence and a cement slab about the size of a city block, and it had been raised several years earlier. This sign is from his factory, and I found it on eBay. So that was gone, and 10 years ago I would have said that it's not coming back. But here in Traverse City and across the state of Michigan and really throughout the United States, that is no longer true. These jobs are coming back, and our students have got a bright future if they know where to look and what to do.
We design everything from the ground up for these tools. They're final assembled here. We don't make any of the parts. My job is to work with all the machine shops throughout the country. I try to stay in Michigan the best I can. And we are proud to say that about 95% of our tool is American made.
You know, what's the message that I want our community to hear? What's the message I want our kids to see? It's that we're not standing still. This is the time. This is an exciting time to be alive. It's an exciting time to be an American. It's an exciting time to live in Michigan. It's a great time to live in Traverse City. We're not parking here. We're on the move. And it's just fantastic to see the way that our community has supported our school system here at TCAPS by bringing us out to show us what's available for students who know where to look.
We have a lot of people it takes to make this place work. There's a lot of opportunities in a manufacturing setting like this for different types of jobs.
What makes you interested in manufacturing?
Well, the stuff I've seen, I would like to build parts for like cars, planes, and stuff.
What did you think of the field trip?
I liked it. I've always wanted to be in the manufacturing business, and that just gave me a little more inside scoop on what they do.
What did you see in the factory that you thought was most interesting and why?
Oh, I liked all of the machines because I like building things. Like, I'm a big Lego fan.
After going on the field trip, do you think you're more or less likely to pursue a career in some kind of manufacturing?
More. After the field trip, I'd be more interested.
Do you want to stay in Traverse City when you grow up?
Yeah.
I'd just like to thank each one of our sponsors who brought us in. I want to thank Northwestern Michigan College, Ken Scott, everybody who pitched in to make this day a success. I'm Marcus Mead, Assistant Principal at East Middle School. If you've got any questions about Manufacturing Day, about job opportunities in Traverse City, about East Middle School, about our kids, anything I can help you with, I'd like you to give me a call. The number is 933-7393, or you can reach me at meadma@tcaps.net. Thanks so much, and have a great night.